Prize entry. Hey, everybody. Welcome to this another live podcast recording. So we're going to be doing something a little different this time. We were able to announce it in advance, which was super nice. And that is because we had some scheduling to do because here he comes. Josh is back.
Hey.
Da 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 da. Oh, you are frozen, sir. I hear your audio just fine, but you are frozen.
Let's see.
Yeah, it's fine. So as you're doing that, I'm going to talk about what we're doing here. So we are here together because Josh is going to be traveling this week, and he's going to be traveling to Vegas to compete in the World Series of Board Gaming. So what better than to ask, like, what is this World Series of Board Gaming thing? Because it has never happened before. This is the first time. And let's hear how he's like prepping for it and like what to expect. So we're going to do this episode, and then we're going to actually do another episode in a couple weeks once Josh comes back. So you're actually getting a sneak peek at an upcoming episode because this episode is going to go actual live next week once actual Josh will be done with this competition, which is crazy. And then we'll have him on to record about how it went. So we're going to be able to hear, actually, if you're watching this live, pre and post, which is super, super cool. Josh, how's your stream going over there?
I, for some reason, just lost access to my camera.
Oh, interesting.
I'm going to jump off stream for like 3 seconds and I'll be right back. Sorry.
Okay.
Let me see
Well,
if this helps.
I'm going to just show some other things then.
Thanks,
So
Bruce.
you're welcome. Just really excited you're here. Okay, so let me do this. So we're going to kill a little bit of time, and I got things to show. And I'm going to show, nope, that's the wrong thing. Let's go this one. Aha. So what did I do all weekend? So this weekend, I actually learned how to play Battletech. Game of Armored Combat, which is a game that's been out for like 30 years. And thank you, Fox, for teaching me how to play and then instantly going with me to Barnes & Nobles to go get a box set and some expansions, which you're actually going to be able to go see 2 unboxings for. So one of them dropped today for this. And so that's going to be walking through like what you get in this Game of Armored Combat box. And then next week, the expansion is going to drop, which is going to be cool, talking about the 4 mechs I got in that. And then a full impressions video is going to drop. But what's really cool is, so I got this all on Saturday, and then I got it, besides for liking the game, I was like, I want to paint these minis, because the game we were playing with wasn't painted. And so I actually primed up and painted these this weekend. So like, here's one of them, which turned out pretty cool. I made him in about like less than an hour. Definitely like just a quick paint job, get him to the table in a cool way. And I also painted up this one, which I think turned out pretty good, if you ask me, for a quick paint job. And this is the first time I've actually done like tufts of grass and stuff on the bottom. It's the first time I've done that, which was kind of cool to do. I'd never done that before. So it was definitely a learning experience for all those different things. So this is 2 of the 10 miniatures that I have actually with it. And the other thing that's kind of helping with this video stuff happen is I get to show you all off some cool things that I've been doing lately as Josh fixes his video stuff. But in preparation for conventions and some other things going on, I actually was able to go out and get some new audio equipment for my camera. So this is the camera I can take around. It's a Canon M50 for taking to like BGG-Con and some other different events. But I went out and got a Rode NTG hybrid. So this is a shotgun microphone, which is really good for going around and like directional, like right in front of the camera audio. But for conventions and how I actually did the videos that are going to be posting, I got these little guys. I got the Rode Wireless Go 2 system, which has 2 of these little units, which this is just it's called the Dead Cat. That's what these are called, because there's a little mic there for like wind audio blocking. But this is essentially a wireless receiver that has a mic, or you can plug in a lavalier mic into it. And then I ran that up and clipped it to myself. And the system comes with 2 of those. So what's really nice is it goes into a receiver. It's on top of my camera, and then I'm able to get really good audio, which is really nice. What's really cool though is I'm able to stay mic'd up, let's say at a convention, either wearing it or actually putting a lav on. Or check this out. Came with this from B&H for free. This little thing comes off, and remember that little mic up there? I just slide it into this slot, and then you've got a microphone to take around the convention hall. So I can be mic'd up, hand a publisher, here's your microphone, just hold it like this, and we're going to have great audio for any interview or other content we want to make. And so I'm going to really, really enjoy that and getting some good content for you. So I'm going to be able to shoot all that in 4K with my camera, but I like good audio, and I hope you do too. So let me check how Josh is doing. Aha. Perfect. Hey, Josh, I'm going to bring you in now.
Fantastic.
Where is it? Let's go that one. Haha. Yes.
Right.
Yes.
Yeah.
There we go. Hey, so what's crazy, y'all, is I emailed message Josh. I'm like, hey, Josh, let's get that episode in for before you go to World Series of Board Gaming. And literally we're like, okay, well, how are we going to do this? Because you can't just do a Zoom to do this content. Or a Discord, use Discord, which is how we used to record the audio. Literally that next day, the system we used for all doing these streams literally published this new feature. So there's a little bit of bugs. So thanks for your patience. But I think it's cool that we can both be on camera and on here together. That's nice.
Always lovely to see you, Bruce.
It's good to see you. Josh, how you doing?
I'm
a little bit.
I'm doing good.
What does good mean?
It's been a while since we got to do one of these things, and I'm really excited to be back and recording and talking to you. So I have some exciting announcements. So I think Bruce has alluded to this in the past, but I am currently in the process of studying for the law school admissions test. So I will be taking that in about 2 weeks.
Yeah, you will. And we're all very proud of you for doing all this work.
Very nervous, very anxious, but ready to get it over with.
That's fair. I think everyone who's ever taken the LSAT definitely has that same sentiment. And we know you're going to do well, and we know you're doing all the practicing and stuff. And so we're just thankful for the time. And so with that, we're going to be mindful of that as we jump on in here. And so if you haven't joined us before for a live stream, kind of how this works is we get caught up, let you join on here, we share a couple things here live, and then we're going to switch into podcast record mode, which if you're ever watching things on Twitch, there's all like animations and stuff, that'll all still happen, but there's going to be a little thing up in the corner that's going to tell you we're live podcast recording. And what's going to be different about that is the sounds from my computer, actually, because you're here, they won't be as muted. But the sounds from the computer are typically more muted because this is a live podcast feed. And we want to make sure to get the best audio out there to Spotify, all those kind of things. So, but please feel free to drop any questions in the chat, because as you're watching this, we might answer your questions and then it gets streamed out to Spotify, iHeartRadio, Apple, all the places. So make sure to do that, which is really cool. So Josh, I'm going to switch us over if that's good with you.
Please do.
Okay. Okay, let's jump right on into this. It'd help if I hit record. Okay. In this episode of Board Game Impact, Josh is back, and he's going to be talking all about his upcoming competition at the World Series of Board Gaming happening in Vegas. So that's going to be a lot of fun. We wish him the best. Welcome back to another episode of Board Game Impact. This is Bruce Brown, as always, but today, y'all, I'm also joined by.
This is Josh Isringhausen.
Yes, it is. Josh is back, and it's because honestly, this episode is all about Josh. Joshy Josh. But we're actually streaming this live to Facebook, Twitch, and YouTube. So thanks to you who joined us there and got to see other things too, as we show some different things. But Josh, why are you back real quick? And then we got some quick updates before we dig into the meat of it.
Well,
and how you doing, buddy?
Mostly.
Yeah, how you doing?
I'm doing great. I'm really excited to be back. Really excited to be recording again. Always lovely to see you and talk to you. I really missed being able to catch up and talk board games and education and all of the fun things with you. So that's the main reason I'm back.
Oh, that's kind. But what's been going on, Josh?
The reason I've been away, I have been studying for a law school admissions test that I have coming up in a few weeks, and very nervous but excited to get that done and take that next step in my education. And yeah, that's kind of what's been going on. But outside, the thing that's been keeping me sane is playing board games.
Aha.
And particularly, I have been preparing for the World Series of Board Gaming coming up in, I leave in 2 days as of recording this.
Oh my gosh. Really getting it in just in the wire.
Yes. Yeah. My flight is Wednesday. I am taking off for Las Vegas, where I will be competing for ultimately the $25,000 $25,000 grand prize that the World Series of Board Gaming will be providing to the world champion of board games,
which is crazy. So first of all, so that's just the teaser. Josh, we're just really excited you're back. And you briefly mentioned that you've been studying up for the LSAT. And we just, on behalf of all the listeners, just send in all the good vibes. You've got this. We all have times in our lives. We're just thankful we get to see you for a glimpse. But yes, go back after this, play some games to de-stress, but also just knock this out. You got this. If anything, your word games skills should go through the roof, and your logic puzzles, you're going to be a force to be reckoned with.
It's there's a weird amount of overlap in the way that board gaming thinking and logic thinking in LSATs connect.
So make sure to subscribe, because this is actually going to be the first of 2 episodes. We're also going to record with Josh when he gets back from his trip to hear how it all goes. Before we dig into that content, though, like I said, this is all a teaser. Real quick, so make sure to subscribe. If this sounds cool to you, make sure to subscribe, because we're taking our education-based lenses, i.e. also Josh's law school brain right now, and applying that to board games. That's going to be fun to unpack as we move forward. So make sure to subscribe, because we're doing this all for the benefit of your gaming group. Some other things, just real quick. You can also subscribe on the Facebook or the YouTube or Twitch. And the streaming that we do actually to raise awareness for a nonprofit we both care about and helped found, actually. That's called Tabletop Alliance, which is having a fundraiser go on right now. I talked about it a little bit in the last episode, and damn, y'all came out in the best of ways. And we have 1 month left of when the time you're hearing this, 1 month left of that being wrapped up. So there's lots of games being raffled off, including Arc Nova, Wingspan, Black Rose Wars, 2 copies of Parks, and a Ticket to Ride bundle that's worth almost $200, and a whole lot more. But best is you can actually sign up to play games. I'm just going to call it, if you're listening to this, you play some games. But why not play games and actually have a positive impact by fundraising for each game that you play? So you can log your plays, and then people will pledge to you. And then based on how you do there, we'll give you actual raffle tickets just as a thank you. So you can win stuff by playing stuff, which is just so cool. And shout out to those of you who have already signed up. And last but not least, if you are just like, hey, I just don't have the capacity for that right now, maybe you're studying for the LSAT like Josh, you can get entries. Just go to the website and sign in so that way you can get the updates, celebrate with us. But if you share it to social media and stuff, once you create that profile, you can actually get raffle tickets that way too, because we definitely wanted to have those things. Two last quick things, Josh. One, I'm going to be attending BGG just as a teaser. So in a month, when this podcast goes out, I have a month till BGGCon. And if you're an educator or use games in education or community programs, make sure to look on tabletop events, because I just got the educator meetup approved, which is going to be a good time to come together. We're coming together from 9 to noon. So that's in the morning. And everybody's encouraged to just bring a game and come play games together as we get to know each other and share best practices. And Josh, I have a PhD update that I need to share real fast. And that is, I finally have, it took a month, IRB, so Institution Review Board approval, which is huge. Which means,
fantastic.
Thanks. That means for those of you who haven't navigated this, first of all, bless you. Jealous. It's a process, as you've probably heard on this podcast many times. But that means, like, essentially the university says, yeah, this is a good design of things. Go forth and prosper. Do the research. And so I can finally say that I'm doing research on virtual volunteering in a nonprofit. That nonprofit is Extra Life within Children's Miracle Network. So I'm going to be putting some things in the show notes on the podcast episode of, if you have volunteered for Extra Life, you can sign up to then be one of my study participants. Please do that. I would love you to do that. Or tell somebody who has. I've got some really cool ones lined up. I can't talk about it. It's confidential. But I'm very excited for the research, and the research is intended to help other nonprofits. But it's been a really cool ride. And by the way, I share the name of the organization and stuff like this in the recruitment, because actually Extra Life themselves and Children's Miracle Network have shared it out on their international Discord, which is just really cool and humbling to see happen. So if you're interested in seeing more about that study and participating, make sure to go to the podcast description so you can sign up. Please do that. Please do that, because I need this to graduate. But yeah, so that's all the PhD and law school prep updates. You ready to jump on into things, Josh? Or you got any last updates?
No, let's get into this.
Okay. So, World Series of Board Gaming. Josh, I'm just going to ask, what is it? I think we start there.
Great question. Yeah. This is the first time this event has ever been hosted. It is a competition in which a series of games will be played over 5 days. Each participant has the ability to play one type of game each day or fewer. So I'm only playing 2 of the entry games. And the winners, so each entry game will have a number of tables of players who are involved. And you will continue to play that one game until everyone is eliminated except for one person. The winner of each entrance will be rewarded with a very, very lovely ring.
Ooh.
And will then go on to the semifinals, where they will compete in a different game that is from the selection of entrant games. And then the winner of each of the semifinals will go on to a final table.
Okay.
And the final table will award the ultimate $25,000 prize to the world champion of board games.
Hey, so I just want to clarify what you just said here. So you're going to Vegas.
Yep.
Nice. You're going to Vegas. You're going to play some board games.
Absolutely.
If you win, right. Yeah. So you have an entry games, and we'll get to that process in a second. And you're not playing like, you're actually playing board games. You're not playing like craps and blackjack. You're playing board games. There's a suite of 16 games, which if you're watching the stream, I actually have this list live on the stream. You're going to be entering a game and you're going to play it a couple times from what you said. If you win that game, you go to the semifinals where you play a different game.
So basically the setup is you have one of those 16 games.
Okay.
You will sit down at a table. You will play that game. The winner of that game will go on to compete with 3 to 4 other players who have won at their tables for that game.
Okay.
You will continue to break that down until one ultimate winner of each of the 16 games is decided. Each of those 16 winners will go to a semifinal table of 4 entrant winners.
Okay.
The game
of 4 different games.
The semifinal of 4 different games.
Yep.
The semifinal tables, what they will do is they will take all 16 games that were played as entrant games. The winners at that table, their games will be removed from the pool.
Okay. Yeah, because it'd be weird for you to double down.
Yeah.
Okay.
Each player will also get a veto game.
Ooh.
They will have the opportunity to say, I would like this game removed from contention for the semifinals.
Okay.
Whatever is left gets put into a bag. They pull out the chip that has the game on it, and that's the game that semifinal table will play.
Okay. So essentially, if you're at the final table, the games that got those people there are eliminated from the bag.
Correct.
Okay, cool. And if you use your veto in the semifinals, do you have a veto in the final?
Yes.
Ooh, 2 veto.
I'm not positive whether it has to be the same veto or if you can change your veto.
Okay.
I would assume I don't see any reason why you wouldn't veto the same game twice.
Right. So let me just run through that list, and I thank you for explaining that, Josh. So these different entry games Josh is talking about are Seven Wonders, Acquire, Zool, Arc Nova, which, by the way, you can win in the raffle, Brass Birmingham, Patchwork, The Castles of Burgundy, Cascadia, Dune Imperium, Gaia Project, Great Western Trail, Raw, Splendor, Terraforming Mars, Ticket to Ride, and Wingspan. That's a diversity of games.
Yeah, it's a really wide range of, from entry level all the way up to Dominant Species, which is a super brain burny, heavy, deep Euro.
So, Josh, how do you balance going in? You know what? I'm just going to play a couple rounds of Splendor, going up against somebody at the semifinal table who's like, maybe they went Brass Birmingham or Dune Imperium, which is a knife fight in a phone booth. Those are some different vibes.
Yeah, no, it definitely is. I think the goal here is to really find the best gamer, all-around gamer, right?
Okay.
You see these tournaments for, I think we've even talked about the Carcassonne, or not Carcassonne, sorry.
The Catan one?
The Katan Tournament,
yeah.
Yes.
Where they just double down and you play essentially 5 games of Catan in a day.
Exactly. They're not looking for the best Catan player. They're looking for the best board gamer. And
Touché.
So if the person who wins the Catan entry tournament can't play any other games, doesn't know
they can't play any other games.
things that I didn't miss as much, Bruce.
You're welcome.
You're welcome. Just a knife in the heart.
You're welcome. Yeah, so they're not looking for the greatest Catan player or Splendor player. Now it helps you get to the semifinals.
Absolutely. But if you're a really great Catan player and you don't know any of these other games, you're going to be at a major disadvantage at that semifinal
Yeah,
table.
especially since Catan is not one of the 16 games.
No.
So, Josh, does everybody only pick one game?
No.
Ooh.
So there are 4 days of
Okay.
play-ins,
Okay.
and there are different games assigned to each day. Each player
Mm-hmm.
can participate in one game per day.
Oh. Okay.
I am only going to be participating in 2 games.
Only two.
Only 2.
Only multiple. Only more than one.
Only 2. Many of the people I am going with are competing in 4 different games.
Oh wow. Okay.
Their pricing structure for the buy-in on these
Yeah, I'm pulling
was
up the
pretty
tickets.
interesting.
Yeah.
Some of the benefits that you got from doing all 4 games, you got a discount on staying at Bailey's and
Okay.
some things like that. So there were some perks to going into all 4 games.
Oh yeah, if you did that, it has a 4-night room reservation.
Yeah.
Okay. So that'd
But
be 4 ring events.
Yes.
Okay.
I decided that I was most interested in just kind of going more as a convention than anything.
Okay.
I really am approaching this as I'm going to play 2 games that I adore.
Yep.
If I do well, great. If I lose in the first round of each of those games, then so be it.
Okay.
The really lovely thing about this is they are also going to have the entire Dice Tower West
Ooh,
board game library
that's pretty sweet.
present and available for checkout.
Okay.
So anyone who is not participating in a game in a particular day, there are also abilities for people to have guest passes.
Oh.
So guest passes are individuals who are not actually competing in any of the ring events, but are just coming to hang out and play board games and spend a weekend in Vegas and maybe watch the finals. Those folks are going to have access to that entire library. It is the largest library of board games in America.
And that's
So,
saying something.
yeah, it's going to be a really, really great time just kind of hanging out, playing board games. Yeah, I'm really looking forward to it.
Yeah, it's going to be good. So you're leaving what day?
I leave Wednesday.
Wednesday. Is that in?
Several of the people that I am traveling with
Mm-hmm.
are actually playing in the Wednesday games.
Okay. Which
And
okay, so
then
let's jump to that. Let me pull up on the screen real quick. What games are you playing? What are your
I
2
am
entries?
playing in Brass Birmingham,
Okay.
and I am playing in Terraforming Mars.
Okay, how did you land on Brass Birmingham? Let's break them down one by one.
Brass was a no-brainer for me. Brass has slowly but surely edged its way into my favorite game of all time.
Which is really funny because I remember when you got it.
Yeah. I very distinctly remember when I got it.
Yeah, Josh and I were walking around at BGG Con and we were going through the board game bazaar, which is like everybody selling their used games. And there was a gentleman there who had both Brass Lancashire and Brass Birmingham, the deluxe Kickstarter edition with matching numbers. And he's like, I'll let both of them go for $90, and they're each like an $80 game. So we're like, oh, done, like sold. And so I took Lancashire and Josh took Brass Birmingham.
And I cannot thank you enough for splitting that with me. As much as
See,
I
look
love
what it led
Lancashire,
to.
oh, it, it's just one of those games that every time I play it, and at this point, I've probably played it more than any other game,
Okay, so this was a no-brainer.
but I leave every game of Brass Birmingham thinking to myself, God, I want to get back and play this again.
Okay. Okay.
How can I do this better? Where did I make a mistake? All of those things, those signs of an exceptionally well designed game to
Mm-hmm.
me.
Keep
So
scratching
that
at you.
was a no brainer.
Yep. Terraforming Mars.
Terraforming Mars is a little bit different. I've played a lot of Terraforming Mars. Not as much recently. When it first came out, I played it a ton.
Okay.
I'm back when we were in Texas. I was in Texas
I'm
with
still in
you.
Texas, but yep.
That was on the table like every week at our game night, and I played it all the time.
Mm-hmm.
And so terraforming is more so just I know this game really well. I feel confident in some of my strategies with it. And so I'm going to go. We'll see how it goes. I'm less confident in terraforming Mars than I am in Brass,
Okay.
but I paid for 2 entrants. I
Yeah.
was originally planning to do Great Western Trail as my second game,
Okay.
but I started playing Great Western Trail again, trying to prepare for it, and I was not nearly as good as I thought I was.
Mm.
And so I sat down and I looked at the other games that were available. Terraforming Mars, just one of those that I've played a ton of.
Mm-hmm.
So why not give it a shot?
So, what is the order of these events? So you're going out Wednesday. When is Brass
Mm-hmm.
Birmingham? When is Terraforming Mars?
So, sorry, I'm actually
Pulling up the schedule.
looking at the wrong thing.
You're good. Were there any games that stood out to you while you're pulling that up? That was like, I actually don't know how to play that game yet, or I definitely don't want to play that game in this entry
So actually, Bruce, I think you have the wrong
list.
list.
This is the list on their website.
Yes, and I'm looking at it. And hold on, tournament schedule. The list that they are showing
Uh-huh.
is for 2024
What?
or 2023. Sorry,
So that's next year's list?
next year's list.
Oh, I was wondering because like Arc Nova just came out. Y'all, I apologize. That's not on me.
No,
There's nothing on this site that says this is next year's list.
yeah, it only shows it as
Interesting.
yeah. The only reason I'm seeing it is because I'm looking at the schedule and it
Yeah.
has the wrong dates
Oh.
for when these games are going to be played.
Okay. Well, there's that. Sorry, y'all. So Josh,
I
what?
believe most of the games are
Oh, here we go.
still
Here's the schedule.
accurate.
So Brass Birmingham looks like it's 2023. That's weird.
Yeah.
And I was actually looking somewhere else for that. That is weird, y'all. I apologize. So Josh, what day are you playing Brass Birmingham?
Here we are. I found this year's
Okay.
list. No, it's not. I'm not sure. I believe Brass Birmingham is played on Friday
Mm-hmm.
and Terraforming Mars is played on Thursday.
Okay.
Those could be backwards.
Okay. Well, let's just be fair. You're in LSAT brain mode, so schedules are an
Yes.
abstract concept right now. So let's just call that. And since this website is for next year, which is weird because this year hasn't happened yet, I guess they're trying to
Yeah.
like push people to sign up for next year already. So let's just actually change what this looks like. So you're going in. Was there any games, like I said, that you were like, hey, I actually definitely don't want to do that game as an entry into this?
So there are a couple games that I don't know that well.
Okay.
I've played Dominant Species, the original.
Okay.
I've not played the Marine version.
It's the Marine version they're going with?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, that changes things.
I had not played Gaia Project until actually last night.
Oh, there you go.
I got together with some friends to try out some of the games that we didn't know super well.
Mm.
I've never played Ra. I've never played Acquire.
They're much older games.
Yes.
But was there any games that was like, you know what? There's too much luck, quote unquote, in that game. I don't want to just
Yeah.
get out for that.
So one of the ring qualifiers for this year is actually Catan.
It is. Okay. Well, I
Yes.
guess you can Catan do that.
I could. I don't know how that
Yeah,
works.
that's fine.
So Catan is most likely going to be my veto game.
Okay.
If I get through to the semifinals, which is a long shot.
Yeah. You're in it. I'm not. I'm definitely not getting there.
Fair.
You got two pathways.
The issue that I have with Catan is too easy to king make. It can so easily come down to two players who have the ability to end the game and someone who has no ability to win has the decision as to who gets to win.
Yeah. There's also a dice roll factor there.
Yeah.
You might be on the best numbers, but they just never get rolled.
Yeah, it's very possible. So even though there are some games that I don't know super well, just what I know about them, the type of games that they are, I feel much more comfortable sitting down, watch it played video, reading through the rule books, teaching myself some very basic strategies to get by, and feel like I can potentially do okay.
Yeah. Do you know how much? Because you're saying I'm gonna like go to the side, watch it played. Do you know how much time you're gonna get between when it's announced and then when it gets played?
Yeah. So your games are played on Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday. The semifinals and finals are on Sunday.
Oh, okay.
So
Semifinals and
have
Sunday.
at
Okay.
least an entire evening.
At least one.
To learn some of the rules.
Yeah.
You won't really know what exactly you're playing until you sit down at the table.
Yeah.
But you can at least start to prepare for it.
Yeah. Yeah, you kind of know the lights of fire.
Yeah.
For sure.
Like if I win a game on Thursday and I know I'm going through the semifinals, I'm going to be spending all of Friday and Saturday in the gaming hall playing through all of the games that I don't know that well.
I'm just going to call. I bet you're not the only one that would do that. So I think you're going to be able to get any of the games to the table.
I guarantee everyone who has won a ring qualifier is going to be trying to get these games to the table.
Thank you, George, for the like. Yay, live streams. Appreciate it, though. Really appreciate it. So, Josh, you're getting all this prepared. You've got your two entries. You've picked those. You had like four to choose from each day. You're going Brass Birmingham. You're going with Terraforming Mars. The next thing to ask is just overall, what are you most excited about?
Honestly, this is really just about playing board games, getting to see people. I am treating this very much like a convention.
Okay.
There's going to be exhibitors,
Oh,
there's going to be guests of honors, there's going to be all of these different events that are going on the side. So there's actually a scythe tournament. Scythe is not, it's not a tournament. There's no reward for winning, but there are other tournaments.
that's pretty great.
So it's really spending time with people, playing board games. This is my first vacation in 4 years.
Yeah.
So I'm really treating it very much as just a way for me to de stress,
Hmm.
get away from the LSAT stuff, focus my mind, and just have a good time and relax.
And I'm sure it's going to be awesome. And it'll be a nice distraction from puzzles of words to puzzles of games. um, so I think it's also worth everybody noting a couple things. So, like, what does communication look like from, because this is the first time this is happening ever.
Mm-hmm.
What does communication look like from signing up to now getting prepared? What have they, like, what have they been sharing frequently? What kinds of stuff are they sharing to get you kind of in the mindset and things?
Lots of stuff via email over the last few months. So I signed up in August. Sign up started, I want to say, in June or July.
Mm-hmm.
But a lot of different things have come up, a lot of emails, especially in the last couple of weeks. So there's some very specific rules that they're going to be playing with for each of these games. There's also some guardrails in place to
What do you mean by
prevent
that?
any cheating
Oh,
or
you got to
shenanigans.
describe what you mean, what you're referring
Uh,
to there.
so if you forget to score yourself points, too bad.
Ooh,
You
okay.
can't go back and reclaim those points on a future term.
Mm,
Whenever you are taking an action, you will actually have a player board next to you.
okay.
And so, for example, in brass,
Yeah.
the board will have a spot for 2 cards and then a spot for a token that will tell you what action you are activating using those 2 cards.
You're gonna have to take some pictures of these things.
And then another spot for the money that you are paying for those actions.
Hmm.
And then another spot if you are taking a build action for the building coming off of your board, you place it onto this sideboard, and then everyone at the table confirms, yes, this is a legal action. You're paying the correct amount of money.
Wow.
Everything looks good. And then you move everything out to the actual board.
Okay.
And as soon as it hits the board, that is your turn. You are done. There's
Hmm.
no taking things back. There's no reevaluating. As soon as it hits the main board, that is your action.
So that's intense, but I get why. Like, there's literally money on the line, and so people are definitely prepping for this. But that's not how anybody technically usually plays these games. And so I'm curious, did they send you like those files in advance where you could print them out if you wanted to and like play in your home so it's like you get used to it, not just like, oh, what do I do?
Yeah, so they sent an email a week, 2 weeks ago.
Okay. So about a
That
month.
included a printout of the very specific rules for every game, including like setup,
Mm.
how things are going to be managed from a player order perspective. So they've really gotten into the weeds on
Yeah.
trying to figure out the best way to avoid any type of complaints around fairness.
That's fair. So with that, when you're going through and playing,
Mm-hmm.
is so like I've actually been to Bailey's. Like that's actually where I got my job out of my master's program, because for some reason they were doing the convention there. It was interesting, y'all, to like be dressed in a suit and like interviewing in Vegas. Choices.
I
Choices
did in
all
New
around.
Orleans, so
Okay, well, about the same. Um but I've been there, so I can picture this space. But like I've been to their casino, and I know in the casino, especially for the games, they've got a dealer or things like that. Is there going to be a dealer at these tables, like a moderator for World Series of Board Gaming?
more akin to the pit bosses.
Okay, kind of roaming
So
around.
folks assigned to different sections
Mm.
who are there to kind of like a magic judge,
Yeah, that's what I was
right?
actually just going to say. Yeah.
Somebody who if there's a dispute can be called over, facilitate the dispute, figure out what the correct solution to the problem is, and allow play to continue on.
Okay. Okay. That's pretty great, because I did see they have like volunteers and other people, and staff for this. So I was kind of curious where they all came in. So you're gonna be traveling out. You're flying,
Yep.
right? And you're gonna start competing that next day.
Yeah. So the group that I'm going with, we
Yeah,
actually have a handful that are going out on the same flight.
that's great.
Going to be a really nice setup, but two people are playing in Seven Wonders,
Okay.
which starts about 2 hours after our flight lands.
Oh my God.
So we are going to be the two of us who aren't competing in Seven Wonders are going to hang back,
We'll get your luggage. We'll do the things.
pick up their luggage and take it to the hotel
Oh
and then
my
go get
God.
checked in. I'm the only one not playing a Wednesday game. So everybody else is going to be doing some Wednesday stuff. And
Wow.
then I'm just kind of hanging out for that day. Two people are in Seven Wonders. I'm assuming that tournament's one of them is going to be knocked out at some point, and so we'll be able to go do some stuff. But if nothing else, I'm just going to wander around the game hall, try
Okay.
and find some random games to jump into, maybe harass Stephen Bonacore a little bit.
Yeah, he's the very special guest of honor.
Yeah.
We wish him the best with that. I believe Artemis is also supposed to launch this weekend, so that's going to be
Yeah.
interesting.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, so it's going to be interesting. But Josh, just as we're wrapping up, is there anything else, kind of like other things you're looking forward to in this experience, or things that you're like, let's say, because you said there's going to be all sorts of games there. If you have the capacity, is there any games you're like gunning to try or things like that?
I haven't really sat down and thought about it.
You've got other things you're thinking about. I
There's other
understand.
things that are focused on, but really, again, I'm treating it just like any other convention.
Cool.
I'll pay attention to what's the hotness at the convention. What are people talking about? What are people playing a ton of? Other than that, really just going to have a good time.
Good for you.
It it's I haven't had a chance to go to BGG in a while, and this is kind of fixing that itch for me.
Yeah. I'm really excited. And just out of curiosity, do we have any guess on numbers for this convention? Because it's like you said, it's really a convention with a World Series of board gaming on top of it.
I don't have anything on the total numbers.
Okay.
I know that at least 2 or 3 games were sold out.
Oh, okay.
So Azul,
Okay.
all of the spots were sold out. I want to say Dune Imperium,
That makes sense.
all of the slots were sold out.
That makes sense. There's like no
But
luck, and it's like, yeah,
yeah,
that makes sense.
it tracks.
Yep.
I
Yeah, both of
my
those games actually have a
guess-
little bit of hate drafting in them, ironically. Yeah,
Yeah,
you can kind of
definitely.
tear at the other players. Huh. Okay.
There's, if I had to guess, probably 2 to 3,000 is what's my gut's telling me.
Okay. Well, we'll find
But
out on the next
we'll
podcast
find out.
recording. Stay
Absolutely.
tuned. So, Josh, seriously, wish you the best in your trip. Obviously, we hope you win and you're able to show off a ring or a bracelet because that'd be cool.
I gotta tell you,
Yeah.
as wonderful as it would be to win $25,000, I want that ring more than anything.
Which you don't even
I-
win for, like, that's not even the final table.
No, but each ring is specifically designed for the game
What?
that you win for it.
What?
And they're like $1,000 rings.
Of course. Yeah, of course.
They're like
I'm
these
imagining like a Super
gorgeous-
Bowl ring, but instead of like a
Yeah.
logo, it's just like 7 wonders.
Yeah, no, I'm really looking forward
That'd
to
be
see
cool.
what they look like.
Yeah, that's
I
gonna be
think
cool.
it'd be really dope to see like gears for Brass Birmingham.
That would be cool
Like set into
with like little beer
the
bottles or
gold
something.
ring.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that'd be cool. Wow. Well, you
So-
got to take some pictures.
I absolutely will.
Okay.
We'll definitely be sharing some more info.
Okay, so we won't share how you end up going until the next podcast goes out, but we will be sharing pictures. So Josh, you'll send them to me. I'll post them to the Facebook and Instagram thing. So make sure to follow us on both of those platforms, so that way you can make sure to follow how Josh is doing, because he'll send it to me and I'll just post them immediately. So that's how that's going to go. But Josh, we wish you the best in everything. We know it's going to be a really good time, and we want you to also unplug and rejuvenate, and so that way your brain can do the things for the exam in 2 weeks. So with that, do you have anything kind of to close us out, and then I'll fully take us out?
No, I think we've hit everything. Thanks so much, Bruce. I'm so happy to be back doing this. Hopefully we can not be doing this in another year.
Right?
Hopefully we get to do this a few more times.
I agree.
So
I agree.
thanks for everything. Good
Yeah.
luck with your IRB.
Thanks. Well, that's done. Now it's just doing the
Yeah,
interviews.
Doing
Yeah.
the research. Good
So-
luck with the research.
Thank you. Thank you very
The
much.
real
I have
work
3 interviews
begins.
over this next week. So it's going to be fun. And then all the things. So if you enjoyed this, we hope that this has been helpful for you and your gaming group. That's why we do this. We're taking our educational lenses to really break down the experiences we're having and bring some insights for your gaming group. But make sure to subscribe on us wherever you're listening to this or watching this. Hi. You can email us questions or content that you'd like for us to cover on the show by emailing boardgameimpact@gmail.com. That goes directly to myself. But you can also, of course, message us on any social media platform at Board Game Impact. And until next time, go make your positive impact on the world. And Josh, you perform really well in Vegas. And wrap.
Wrap.
Yeah. That was
Well,
fun,
thanks
Josh.
so
We're
much,
still
Bruce.
live
That
on
was
all
fun.
the things. But but that
Thanks
was fun.
Thanks for having me in.
Of course.
I'm glad that I set some time apart for this, and yeah, we'll definitely keep you updated about how things go.
Sounds good. Also, with other things, just enjoy the time, be in community, try some fun things, see what happens, and just have fun. Just relax and have
Yeah.
fun. It's too short.
Looking forward to it.
So with that, I'm gonna have you head off the stream, Josh, because I know you got to get to some studying and eating dinner. I'm gonna quickly show a little bit about the fundraiser we're doing and all the games you can win, but more importantly, how you can sign up to play games to then win games. So I'm gonna show that off here real quick. So Josh, you have a good one, and I will talk to you later.
We'll see you later, Bruce.
So thanks, Josh, for being on with us. I'm really excited for him and all the adventures he's going to be doing with this tournament coming up this weekend. And so, like I said, we are support. The reason we do the streams is to raise awareness about the nonprofit that both Josh and I work with. We've both volunteer for that over the last 2 years has impacted more than 8,700 students across the US. And so we're doing this fundraiser to grow that impact and support to now over 10,000, which is going to be so cool. And we have very cool things that we're going to get to announce at the end of this because this has really taken off in the best of ways. And I thank you for helping make that happen. So here's the website. You can just go to tabletopalliance.org and click donate, and that'll take you directly here. We've got all the redirects going to here right now. And so we're going to be doing some live streams during the 2 week window of the last 2 weeks of October, which we're going to be doing some trivia nights. We're talking like a board game trivia night and role playing game trivia night, general gaming trivia night, kind of a mix of both worlds, kind of like Josh is competing in a little bit, but trivia. So that's going to be super fun. There's a countdown to all that. This is how much we raised since this thing started less than like a week ago. That's essentially when we posted this. So y'all are incredible. This is going to help us so much because we're a volunteer-run nonprofit. So all of this benefits the charity directly, which is insanely, insanely kind of you. And I'm just so thankful that we get to do this. It's a very cool thing to be able to call an educator and community leader and say, hey, we get to help support you and grow the impact that you're wanting to have. So as we scroll down here, I'm going to show you two things. So first of all, so here's us and where we currently are across the US. That'll get updated at the end of this as we're able to now support more. But if you want to, and you want to see the raffle prizes we've got, you can get different raffle prizes. These, and so it's a general raffle, which meaning if you get, let's say, 10 raffle entries, then you're going to be in a general hopper. Let's think of it like bingo. And if you're all the Bs, for example, and B2 comes out, guess what? All the other Bs are still in the hopper. So that means for the next draw, you're still in the hopper. So there's the potential that if you enter this, you're able to actually get multiple wins from this. It's all odds, which is cool. But we've got the Tickets to Ride bundle, which has all these two games plus the two expansions, which has 3 maps across it. Arc Nova, Wingspan, 2 copies of Parks, Black Rose War, the core game, Dune, Dune the board game, not Dune Imperium, Lord of the Rings card game, 2 copies of Super Skill Pinball 4Cade, 7 Wonders Architects, got 2 copies of BGG edition of Twin It, and Zapotech, and I've actually got 2 more prizes that are going to be coming on here soon. I'm waiting for the pictures, and that is some really kind coffee bundle donations from Many Worlds Taverns, who's been a wonderful supporter of us. Has donated to the nonprofit continuously. By every bag of coffee that you buy from them, $1 can go to a gaming related nonprofit of your choice. And so one more thing that you can do, and if you want to just get entries in, first of all, you can go on here. It's got my picture in the upper right, but you can click and then sign up into the campaign to follow along for the different updates, which you can see I posted the first update this past weekend. So if we go back to home, and we got the updates right here. Sorry about that. And here's a little video I was sharing about how that went. So if you want to get those emailed to you, you can do that. But more importantly, when you have your account, you can share the fundraiser and then get free entries into the raffle, which is just cool. So as people click on it and things like that, I'll get you some entries for sharing it. But if you want to play games to make a positive impact, you can do that by clicking on participate. And that's going to take you to a page where you're going to be able to sign up to be a gamer, which means you're going to, it's similar to walking a mile. And for each mile that you walk, people pledge to you. But in this case, it's per game you play between now and the closing of the campaign, which will be on October 30th. And all you do is sign up, and you can just sign up. So as you go to sign up, you can go on here and you can go add to cart. It's free. It's just a process to do it. We can check out now. And then as you're checking out, you'll put in your address and things. So that way we can verify. And if you win things, send them to you. But if you want to be part of a team, you can click that. So 12th Gamer is the group here, and we're kind of fundraising together as everything kind of gets pulled together, but your individual entries are yours. Or you can go on Josh's team, or there's a team in Austin, or you can go back. Let me see that. And you can scroll down, and if you want to, you can just also register yourself and at the same time do a team registration. So if you want to create a team in your area, you can do that and help work together to make this happen. Now, why might you want to do that? There's different leaderboards, so just for pride, which is super cool. And current winner on that is Alex, who's coming in strong. We just opened this last week, y'all. Remember that. And pledges don't come in till the end, so we'll see how it all goes. But Alex is doing really, really well. I'm very proud of him, and very thankful for him. Gamer rewards. So if you raise $10, so people donate $10 into your thing, we're gonna be, just as a thank you, entering 10 raffle tickets on your behalf and sending you a sticker. 25 is going to be 30 raffle tickets, so a better ratio, and a sticker. If you raise $50, we're going to be entering you 75 times, sending you some RPG dice and a sticker. And then if you do 100 or 200, you've got a much higher. So 200 and then 500 raffle tickets, respectively. The only difference between these two is that the dice set comes back in at the 200 and it's the dice tray at 100. So yeah, it's a really cool way for you to make a positive impact, because essentially you're just pledging to play games and log those games and share out that you're doing this, so other people who have the means or want to can sign up and to pledge to you. They can make a set donation. So let me show you how that works. So if you're looking to actually support somebody, so as we scroll down, you can pledge to a gameathon. And let's say you wanted to donate to, let's say, the 12th gamer, or let's go to a person. So donate to like mine, because I'm going to be playing games. I have a goal to play 20 games. And you can go to here and go drop down and either donate $1 per game, $5, or $10 per game I play, or you can type in whatever number you want into that. So there's an other. So you can even do like 50 cents. That's great. That's very kind of you. And then if a YOLO and go and play a ton of games, you can also set a max donation. Like, hey, I don't want it to go above $20. So you can do that too, which is really cool. Or you can even do that to yourself and as like an incentive to yourself if you want to, or you can donate a flat amount, which is just that. And that's how that works. So it's actually really simple. It's a really cool tool, and I'm very thankful we have it. This has all been a really cool experience so far. This is absolutely incredible that we get to share that we've raised already $1,400 in a week. And we've still got a month to get to do this. And so I hope that you join us for all the upcoming events. I hope that you sign up to play games, or at least share out with friends that we're doing this to help raise awareness, because the more this gets spread, the more educators and community leaders we're going to be able to support and further games with, which that's just an amazing sentence to get to say. And it's been an incredible ride of this nonprofit. Just to show you, so we were founded in 2020, and this is kind of where we were that first year. We were definitely getting all of our documents together and doing all that prep. But then we went up at the end of 2021, and then boom, by August of this past August, so a month ago, we were all the way at 8,700. And we still have a little bit of the year left, which is because of this rise. We're like, let's just finish strong, and we want to do this to help do all that. Now, if you're curious, like, what do we mean by educators and community leaders? That's this. Our current network is 33% high schools, 20% nonprofit programs, 13% middle schools. Educational programs are 13%. So that's like an after school program or a supplemental education event. We've also got elementary schools. We've got some school districts. So that's because they're going to actually move the games around. So the best classification is school district. And then we've also got some librarians who are just super cool. And so we're really excited for all of this. It's been a cool thing. I'm going to switch my thing back to all me. So I hope that you've enjoyed this live stream. We're just past the hour mark, and I want to be respectful of your time. But I hope that you also share this out. Do definitely message us and stay tuned with the updates on this. Come have fun during those different events we're going to have going on. We're going to be playing games online. We're going to be doing interactive trivia through the platform. It's going to be a good time, and I want you to be there to celebrate in the fun. And because even you just being there is a really rewarding thing to us, to get to do this in community with you. And so make sure to hop on over there to just sign up for those updates because it really means a lot to do that. And I want to be able to share it with you. So I hope you enjoyed this. And until our next video, go make your positive impact on the world.